Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the surprising science that gets your online orders from a warehouse shelf to your front door with, well, incredible speed. You know the feeling. You find that perfect thing online, you click Buy Now, and poof, a couple of days later, it's there on your doorstep. It feels like magic, doesn't it? But what happens in between is actually a massive, high-stakes puzzle of logistics, and the solution is hidden inside these giant warehouses. The second you place your order, you kick off this complex journey for one single item lost among tens of thousands of others, all stored in a space the size of a few football fields. Getting that one item to you quickly is a huge, huge challenge. And the biggest bottleneck, the single most expensive and time-consuming part of this entire operation, it's not some high-tech robot or a complex machine. Nope. It's a surprisingly simple, very human task. That task is called piece picking. It might not sound like much, but in the world of logistics, piece picking is basically the main villain of our story. It's the one thing that warehouses are constantly, desperately trying to make more efficient. So what is it exactly? Well, piece picking is literally the act of a worker walking to a shelf and grabbing a single item, a piece, for an order. Because everything is being handled at its smallest individual unit, this one activity eats up more labor, more time, and more money than anything else. It's wild. So, to fight this huge bottleneck, warehouses came up with a really clever solution. They basically create a VIP section for their most popular products. This area is called a fast pick or forward pick area. The best way to think about it is like a small warehouse within a warehouse located right near the shipping docks. By putting all the most popular stuff here, pickers don't have to walk for miles to find what they need, which saves a massive amount of time. Now, the benefit is pretty obvious. Less travel time means faster orders. But, and there's always a but, there's a big trade-off. This little VIP section runs out of stock constantly, and having to replenish it from the main bulk storage area is a super expensive, time-consuming process in itself. So this sets up the central puzzle for every single warehouse manager out there. How do you decide how much space to give each product in this really valuable, limited real estate? You've got to do it in a way that minimizes those costly restocks. For years, there have been two main schools of thought on this. Okay, the first one is called equal space. It's dead simple. Give every single product the exact same amount of shelf space. The second one, which seems way smarter, is called equal time. With this one, you give more popular items more space, allocating it so that every single item, in theory, should run out of stock at the exact same moment. This is the strategy that most of the industry believed was the best. But this is where the math gets really, really interesting, because it completely busts a piece of industry wisdom that people have held onto for a long, long time. I mean, it seems completely logical. You give more space to the faster-moving items, you should have to restock them less often, and that saves money. That has to be the clear winner for reducing costly restocks, right? Wrong. And this is the brilliant, mind-blowing twist. The formulas on this slide show the total number of restocks for each strategy. And when you actually run the numbers, you find out that the smarter equal time strategy results in the exact same number of total restocks as the super simple equal space strategy. All that extra effort for absolutely zero gain. So if both of the common strategies are equally flawed, what's the right answer? Well, it turns out there is a third way. A truly optimal allocation that actually does what it's supposed to do and minimizes those costly restocks. The crucial insight comes from this really elegant principle called the law of uniform restocking. Instead of trying to make every product run out at the same time, the best strategy is to make every square foot of shelf space get restocked at the same frequency. It perfectly balances the workload across the entire fast pick area. It's beautiful. And the results are just dramatic. Look at this simple example of two products. Both the equal space and the equal time methods result in 34 total restocks a year. The optimal method? Just 25. That's nearly a 30% reduction in costly restocking labor just by changing the math. And not only that, this strategy is just plain easier to manage. That crazy spiky top line on the graph, that shows the unpredictable workload of the other methods, with all those wild swings. The solid stable line below it, that's the optimal method. It creates a much more predictable, manageable workload by avoiding those extremes. Okay, so we now know how to allocate the space within the fast pick area, but that leaves one other huge question. How do you decide which products, or as they call them SKUs, deserve a spot in that VIP section in the first place? The answer is a simple but really powerful score called bang for buck. It's basically a way to rank every single product on its claim to that prime real estate. It's not just about how popular an item is. It's about how much labor you save for the amount of space it takes up. And here it is, the secret formula. A product's true value is its number of picks divided by the square roots of its flow, which is just its total sales volume. So why the square roots? Well, that's the genius part. It gives more weight to how frequently an item is picked, while at the same time preventing huge, bulky bestsellers from just dominating all the space. It finds the perfect balance. And that is the true bang for your buck. So the next time a package arrives at your door with surprising speed, you'll know it's not magic. It's the result of some really elegant mathematics, quietly solving these massive puzzles behind the scenes. Which, it makes you wonder, what other parts of our daily lives are secretly being optimized in ways we never even see?